that moment when you've cleaned up your plants, you've got the ones that you don't need anymore and you're ready to let them go, but then you're staring at your plant thinking, yeah, it's cute. Okay, I could probably make this work. So last video, you saw me mid-declutter with chaos everywhere still. My plants were everywhere. I had made some decisions, but I had empty pots peeking all over the table. And I even had a plant in my hand going, actually, this isn't bad. Maybe I should keep it. It's very encouraging. Maybe I might not give it away. No, I have to get rid of it. I've got plenty of pink princesses. That second guessing, that freeze, that is what kills your cleaning up momentum. You clear space, you feel great, but then you stare at the leftovers, or what I call the leftovers, and you start to ask yourself, now what do I do? Or worse yet, you start to think, do I really give this one away? Have you ever done that? Second guessed your decision making on the exact same day you made that decision? And then of course, what happens? Plants just sit there, they don't move, the chaos doesn't go anywhere, the mental load stays, and nothing basically happens. Well, not today. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you this decision-making framework that I have created for myself, and it helps me, actually it defines for me how I make my decision on what I can throw away, what I can give away for free, and what I actually can sell. And while we're talking about selling, at the end, I'm going to share with you some plant selling tips that have turned my, monthly propagations and will help me sell this lot here into around $300 a month steady cash for basically a side hustle. And while it's not a full-time job yet, it is very helpful money. And basically there's one question that sorts out every plant for me in my mind, and that is the cost worth my actual time? Now, just a quick thing, this video is about decision making, not my full declutter process. But if you do want to know more about that, I'm actually going to do it all again because honestly, it has felt so good to clear the plant noise as well as the whole mental load behind it, which was the bigger point actually. So if you do want to declutter your plant life with me in the next round, I'm actually turning it into a free little mini series or mini email series where we can do it together. I'll leave a link in the description below if you want to check out more. Okay, so there are basically 3 ways that I think about letting go of my plants. I mentioned them before, and I have tried to make it stupid simple for myself, just so I can keep the momentum going. So there's really 3 different paths. The first one is to bin it. Honestly, there are just some plants out there that are not worth your time. The second one is actually giving things away for free. This is where many of the plants that I want to let go of go because they're not ready for selling and I don't want to waste my time getting them ready for selling. And then of course, the third one is obviously to sell them. And of course, this is where the marketplace comes in, and this is where my selling tips will help you as well. Now, notice there's one thing that's not on here, and that is propagation. I didn't put that as a 4th one because the whole point behind this declutter is to let go. And right now, honestly, my propagation station is more like a biohazard. You can propagate later anytime. Right now, we're just trying to clear the crime scene and get rid of as much as possible before going in and selling and putting in a little bit of effort. So does that mean you can't propagate things through your declutter if you don't want to? Well, of course you can if you want to, but just remember it takes up more mental load and you'll have those little bits and pieces sitting all around. And the whole point of my declutter process was to get rid of a whole lot of different pieces of work because they all take time, they all need a water, they all need looking after. So again, you've got to figure out whether the cost of looking after those things is worth your time and effort and your mental clarity. Okay, so let me talk a little bit through how I decide what goes where. Honestly, the bin stuff. Now, first of all, you have to give yourself permission to throw plants away. It's not a bad thing, especially if they're not in a good condition. It's sometimes just better off that the plant goes into the compost or thrown away into the bin if needed. And that plant's energy can just go back into the earth if that's what you believe. That's kind of what I believe. And you can just recycle from there. So you don't necessarily have to give everything away. The biggest reasons why you would throw a plant away, if it's not healthy, if it's going to take way too much time to get back to healthy and propagate, like this guy here, I could technically try and propagate it, but the stem has rotted. It's been in too much wet soil. I haven't looked after it properly. And look, the leaves are fluffy, so it's going to take so much time and energy to get this guy back if I just propagate it a bit. The stem's thick, but it's not worth my time. So he is going in the compost bin. There's another plant here. This one here. Now look, the stem is thicker in some places. I could technically propagate it, but this one, I didn't look after it. It's sitting way back on a shelf and it has mealybugs. So this one is actually going in the bin, not even in the compost bin, because it has a serious case of pests and it's way too gone to really worry about and do anything about. So that one is actually going in the bin, and this one is going in the compost bin. So while path one, throwing plants away, might feel controversial, you don't have to do it for everything, but honestly, the hard truth is some plants just aren't worth saving. Like those two examples there, or honestly, just the ones where you don't have enough energy to put in to get them better. And that is valid. Don't, beat yourself up if you have to throw a plant away. I know some people can easily throw plants, they're good at it, that's great, but some people cannot and they feel guilty. So if you have that guilt, please don't. Sometimes it's better for that plant to go in the bin or compost bin if it's hurting your mental load. Okay, the path two. Now I quite like this one, and it makes me feel less guilty because I'm not technically throwing it away, but this is the path where the plants are okay. They're probably tiny, they're probably under a couple of inches, they're probably duplicates of things that you've tried to propagate and they haven't really grown that much. The pothos cuttings that you've got 5,000 of, the baby snake plants that are just taking way too long, you don't have the energy for, that third monstera that just isn't growing. Where's mine? Here we go. This is a monstera mint, and it has been like that for 6 months. I have tried and tried and tried, and I'm literally I'm not going to throw it out because it doesn't have pests or anything, but I could not be bothered. It's probably expensive. And look, if I grew this, it'd probably be another 10 months, but they're not easy to grow. I have another cutting somewhere anyway. I'm just going to give that away for free. So something like that is giving away for free. Someone else can put love into it and make it special. So anything that would realistically perhaps sell for under $10 after you spend 20 to 30 minutes, for photographing it, listing it, answering messages, packing, waiting for it to pick up. You've got to remember when you're selling, all of that comes into play. Is that worth me putting in another 6 months just to get what, $15, $20? No. So my decision for this is a plant that's still half healthy. The plant is usually small, under 2 or 3 inches, probably under 4 inches, and it's not that special. And I know it's not going to sell for a lot of money. Another example I'll show you. This one here. This is a 𝗵𝗟𝗏𝗧𝗧𝗘𝗥, but it's just wonky, and I've got 2 other 𝗵𝗟𝗏𝗧𝗧𝗘𝗥s that are selling that are bigger than this, and they're not really moving that easily. You have to have some kind of certain collector type person who really understands what a 𝗵𝗟𝗏𝗧𝗧𝗘𝗥 is and wants to put the effort into it. I mean, look at it, it's wonky. So again, it's a little bit over, what, 3 or 4 inches, but I can't see myself putting in another 6-month effort to get a sale of maybe $10, $20, because I know that these don't move very easily when they're on Marketplace here in Sydney, Australia. So basically, if a listing would take longer than the money's worth, it's going to go and be given away for free. And the way I just give it away for free is I put it out on my local footpath with a free sign above it. And people love it. People go for it. They're gone within the first day. And there's no guilt, there's no time wasted, and I feel good about someone else looking after a plant that I don't have the energy to put into. So path number 1, throwing away, not healthy, got pests, or it's basically dead. So that's going to be in the bin. Second path, give away for free. If it's a growing plant, if it's got a couple of leaves, if it's under, let's say, 4 inches, but it's too much effort to sell it and it's not going to sell for maybe more than $10, then that is path 2, just give it away for free. If, however, you feel like you want to put the effort in, it's worth the effort in, and you might be able to get some money from it, then that, of course, brings us to the third and final path, probably the one you're here for, and that is selling plants on Marketplace. So what you're looking for is to sell plants, has to be in healthy condition. They have to be the bigger plants that people will want to buy, as in healthy propagations you've actually grown out to a decent size. And of course, especially anything a little bit more unique or hard to find or rarish, if you're one of those plant collectors that is lucky enough to have some rare plants, they will definitely sell online. So the question I ask myself, is it worth the time it takes to photograph, write a listing, answer questions, pack it up, or be home for pickup, or send it out? You've got a lot of effort to go into selling a plant, more than you probably realize, especially when you're only first starting out. So you only want to sell plants that are going to be worth your time to make the money back for the time you're putting in, because you're competing with the big box stores, especially for very well-known plants. So for example, this pothos, I've got two monstera cuttings. Now, if I compare them from the top of the pot, this one is a lot bigger. This one is big enough and grown out enough to sell. This one probably won't sell, or will only sell for about $5. Now, obviously this is not from my declutter. This is just a bit of an example. So I would put this one online because it's grown out, it's healthy, it's big, And I've got quite a few cuttings because I've done a whole 𝗪𝗧𝗏𝗧𝗏 transformation over the last 12 months. That video is coming soon, by the way. But just to give you a bit of an example. So this has to grow out a little bit more. So right now I have about 10 𝗪𝗏𝗏𝗏 plants. They all sit together. So all of them together is worth my time to grow out and sell online. But if I compare that to, there you go, this is one plant from the declutter. Now, honestly, I have no idea what this plant is. I think it's a 𝗪𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗏. This is not AI. I think it's a 𝗪𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 plant. I could sell this plant, but not on its own. So that's one of the tips. If you are going to sell plants that are smaller, I would recommend you bundle them up. So for example, I've got a very small, I mean, it's an elephant ear, alocasia macrorrhiza. And perhaps I've also got, right, I've got these two in a cup here, right? So I found these on my declutter, two separate ones. 𝗣𝗟𝗓 plants I was just growing from a stem cutting. They manage most of them, so I want to clean them up. I want to put them into one pot. Now, these are easy to find. This is very generic and easy to find. And this is easy to find. So if I was going to sell each one online, it would be $5, not worth my time. But what I could do is have one plant, when I put it into one pot, 2, 3, I could sell all three for maybe $15, $20, and it would be worth my time. So again, just have a bit of a consideration. Sometimes bundling, especially the common plant, the plants that are everywhere and easy to find, sometimes bundling is worth your time too. So that's what I did with my declutter. I went around, had a look at the plants, and if I think I could add it to a bundle or sell it on its own, then it's worth my time to go online and sell that plant. Okay, putting that aside, you've got now some healthy propagations or some plants from your declutter and you want to sell them and you think, okay, I should sell this. But what do I price it at? Or what if I undervalue it? Or what if no one messages me? Or when do I even post this, right? I have lived through all of that frustration for a long time. I've been selling plants online, learning about selling plants online for a good 2.5 years now. My very first plant was quite a big one. I just wanted to clear it out of my collection, is the word. And I priced it, I think, at like $20, $25. And it was quite big because I just thought, oh, it's a common plant. Who would want this? And honestly, I got 30 messages in the first 10 minutes that I put it out, and it sold and got picked up within the hour. Because my problem was I way undersold it. Of course, it walked out the door. I mean, I felt like a bit of a failure in a way to myself because I put all of that work into that damn plant, and it was gorgeous and it was healthy and it was actually quite large, and I undersold myself. Dag nabbit. Next plant, I recorrected myself. I put the price way over and it didn't move. So once I started to get used to what the plant should be and the right selling price, then they usually sell within the same weekend or the same week, depending on when I post it out. So over the years of learning about what's helped me to sell plants, here's what actually matters the most, right? Obviously, the right price. Don't undersell yourself, don't oversell yourself, and make sure you know the difference between selling a very common plant or a harder to find plant or a collector's plant even. Second thing that matters is the photos that you take. You need to take some different angles. You need to give them the pot height, put a ruler perhaps in the photo, make the photos really, really bright, make sure I have the full leaf, the close-up of the plant. On Facebook Marketplace here, which I probably use the most, you can only put about 10 photos. So you've got to try and give as much information in those photos. People buy more visually. A lot of people don't read the description, I've found. So those visual moments matter, and selling your plant with the right photos and the right color editing really helps a lot too. Timing also matters. So for me here in Sydney, Friday afternoon, Friday evening is when I usually post. The best time when people are scrolling, they've finished the end of the week, they know the weekend is here, they might be out for drinking or on their way in a cab to drinking, and they'll quickly scroll through Marketplace. And you don't only have to post on Friday evening, there are other times as well, but timing can help you when you've got the right time when everyone's scrolling on your marketplace. You also want to know the difference between if you're offering it for just to sell and post out, or if you're only offering it to be picked up. It makes a big difference to the sale, to how fast it sells, because it depends on who will buy. And I find that if I only offer a pickup, then obviously I only really get local people. Now, there are ways to boost your awareness locally in your neighborhood with flyers and everything like that. I've tried that as well. That does work. And I've definitely found ways to help me sell more, but ultimately just be aware that if you don't offer postage, it does make a bit of a difference to how fast and how much you can sell it for. And then, of course, I mentioned it a bit briefly, plant-specific nuances. If you're selling plants online, you don't just go out with a simple description. There are certain little tips and tricks that I've found along the way to help me sell my more regular plants and of course to help me sell the harder to find ones. They do all sell, but not in the same way. So I'm selling anywhere between maybe 10 and 20 plants a month. And am I making money on every single one? No, not always, to be honest. Not everything walks out the door. Gosh, I wish it would, but I'm not that perfect. So because I've wanted to get a bit more serious about making a little bit of a side hustle from these plants, I've had all of these learnings. I've tried a lot of different things. I've tried a lot of mistakes and more, and I've actually created my own current system. I have tables, I have tips and tracking. I've even built my own AI automation that helps me with pricing and understanding the market conditions and all the copywriting. And it will also help me adapt the selling price and the title and the description actually, if I want quick cash or if I want to wait and make a little bit of money from it. So I love it. It's like, honestly, having a little plant selling assistant who actually knows the local marketplace, who I can get out and do the research for me. So that really does help me a lot, and it helps me make this process a lot quicker than spending all of my time trying to figure out what the right price is for the right plant. So that is my whole system, and of course, if you can't tell, I am going to be offering this to you guys as well. So this whole pack right now is called Sell My Plants Pack. It will be available on my website. I'll leave the link in the description below. And I have made sure that this whole system that you will get, including tables and cheat sheets and the AI automation itself. So you'll get some local timing research, you'll get plant photography tips, you'll get selling nuances for your plants, you'll get understanding on how to sell cheap plants versus premium plants, etc. All of this will be in a single pack for you in a link below if you want to check it out even more. And the good news is it is an AI automation, but do you need to have AI? Do you need to have ChatGPT or a big setup, or do you have to pay for the pro systems? Absolutely not, because it's all available on my website. So the good news is you don't have to be an AI tech or wizard or understand any prompts to be able to use this. All the work and the complexity behind it is done for you. But of course, if you're feeling plant chore dread and you're still in the declutter mode and you're not ready to sell yet, then remember you can join my next big declutter event, I guess it is. It will be a free mini email sequence that you can join. We'll all do it together step by step, and the description and the link to the waitlist basically for the next one is in the description below. If you join that, I will send you a reminder way before we start that whole process so you're ready to join. So that's it for me today, something a little bit different. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're able to give yourself a big declutter, maybe make some money on the side and really reduce that mental load, because honestly, those small things that take up a lot of time, like all of this stuff on the table, that is a lot that makes the bigger things look even worse. So I have found that once you clear up the small stuff, the bigger plants, the ones that you really love, will stand out even more. And that is all worth it in my mind. Anyway, that's it for today. Thank you very much for joining me. As always, have a week full of leaves, love and laughter, and perhaps a little bit of extra cash on the side from some of those plants that you sold. And I will see you in this next video right here. See you later. Bye.